Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is another cast for you here. Let's get it underway. Explosion. From Russia with love. Right, so today we have a 3 versus 3 with you from the realm. Blue team, we have Applebringer, Cumsume and Grep. And on the red team we have Martenus, MindALot and Grizzy. Looking around the planet, we've seen that 2 of the red commanders have spawned very close together. They seem to be sort of doing identical build. Going very early T1 air over there from the quadruped. Or the bug, as I like to call him. But some people may refer to it as the spider commander. A bot factory over here as well. All blue commanders have spawned in completely separate locations, thereby grabbing a whole lot more map control, and already a firefly out from Team Blue. My word, that was very fast. Already scouted this spawn over here. Whoever this commander is now knows to watch out. And he's nicely spawned himself away and within the cliffs over there. So he's got some reasonably good defence actually there in that geographical placement. He can build up a whole bunch of air factories and go focusing on air from there. It's probably what I'd advise. Maybe even go some eco-heavy. Maybe adapt to some T2 very early on, or advanced early on in fact, considering that T2 now no longer exists, as we already know, because it's T2 and it's advanced actually, and it's not T2. Anyway, from the red commander down on the equator, we've got some scampers moving around the map already. Blue sending fireflies around the rest of the map. And red as well now has got some fireflies out. This commander down here going for a bot factory after getting some energy storage. Also, I apologise if I sound a bit nasally. I've got some sort of reaction to something and it's really irritating my nasal passages. Anyway, right here we've seen the scouting. So you've got mutual scouting, and the fireflies are now going to start dogfighting, as dramatic as it is, with the occasional pew. In fact, that's not a firefly in defence, that's a hummingbird there. So if that firefly holds and sticks around, he will walk into a bit of trouble and get shot down. This hummingbird here going to intercept a couple of these potentially, and they annihilated each other. That's what happens when matter eats antimatter. Another firefly, another hummingbird from that quadruped. More energy storage here, lots of bot factories going around. Bit of eco expansion from Team Red around the planet now. This blue commander in this geographical placement is continuing to pop up some energy generators. Let's see his build queue. He's getting up a bot factory now from the Raptor commander. Going to continue to pump out a whole bunch of fireflies to get continual scouting going around. And that's a lot of energy there for the build queue of those 2 commanders. They will join up their bases very soon indeed, so they'll have double defence capabilities there. Hummingbirds moving across the map, going to, because they've already scouted this region, they want to try and stifle any air forces that are sitting there and on the ground. There's drag and drop placements there. Looking down here again, however, we see the scampers moving in, getting shot by an anti-air missile turret. There is a radar there as well, so this commander will be able to see the surrounding area. Probably not just about seeing these 2. These 2 are probably just outside the range of that radar. Looking around here, so looking at the geographical placement, this entire red team is very well placed in terms of defence. They've only got a couple of ways in, as they're all being able to defend each other. Sooner or later I suspect we'll see this region here filled up with factories. But a blue commander over here is making a proxy base with a vehicle factory. Going to be building that and stifling all of this expansion that's been queued up by the red player. Down here, however, also doing a sort of eco-expand with a whole bunch of pelters and some point defence as well. They're probably going to want some radar up there and some anti-air, just in case, considering they will be scouted very momentarily, if they haven't already, by this Firefly that's just sat there. Down here we have another Firefly at this base here, which is just going to sort of expand gradually over time. Whole bunch over here. A few hummingbirds. Just keeping an eye on the map, making sure that blue isn't doing something completely out of the ordinary, and if they are, they will see it. Continual scouting is important, as all of these players are showing. Now there, they've seen that radar and the eco expansion there, so now he can probably send up this first ant and just take out this worker wherever he is, with 2 workers up there, and take out those mechs. Should be very easy indeed. But down here we have a little quick engagement, a commander chasing off a whole bunch of scampers while some pelters are attempted to be created. Not sure whose commander that is, but it's very well microed, and here comes in a red commander. Got a couple of healers assisting him. He's being targeted now. There goes a mechs. We have these scampers going around to flank. But it looks as though the economy might be waning a little bit. Look at how slowly that's going up. He wants to assist it with his commander. There we go. It should just about go up. It's going to be tricky. This next commander's going to be in range now. It's going to continue to be helped by this commander, but he wants to get some assisting going on. Otherwise, this commander is going to be lost. And I think he might have just realised there's a D cannon. Or an Uber charge. There's another one. Probably wanted to target that at this commander over here. But now he has even more assistance, but he also has the point defense turret, which doesn't actually seem to be doing anything, but this commander looks like it's probably just about on its last legs. But here we have some ants coming in. It looks as though if these ants can get off snipes on these workers there, we could probably see this even out. But it looks as though this commander might have just gotten in a little bit too deep with those scampers there, who are going to be able to micro around his shots. Looks like this commander is going to go down. Indeed he will. 3 plays 2, or rather 2 plays 3, depending on how you read it. But more scampers now going to continue to stream across the map. We've lost 1 proxy base. The original base still exists with a lot of fabricators. He's going to want to use those to great effect now. Shouldn't wonder. But, very interesting indeed. Looks like all of these workers are just going to run straight into all of those scampers. They're going to walk away. My word, that was very lucky indeed. They're going to get a chance to reclaim all of this. But now in come the scampers. Those workers are going to want to move away very fast indeed. It looks as though they might not get away. In fact, they don't. Good play there by Team Red, both taking out the commander and the workers that were there as well. And now this mechs field. But there is an anti-air tower there which has chased them away, though they do manage to take down a mechs. Now up here we have another engagement. We have pelters hidden away inside this sort of cubby hole, while at the same time we also have some advanced vehicles being worked on by Team Red. What have we got down here? A whole bunch of fireflies, hummingbirds, or are we not making the transition to bumblebees yet? No, they're not. Got a lot of energy storage though. And lots of ants now beginning to stream in from Team Red, but they have got 2 commanders here to fight against, so it is going to be an uphill struggle. And now we've also got these ants going to be able to flank around, but we've got nicely walled off choke points here. They're going to want a little bit more defense on those choke points. Just a smidgen, because if you've got all of these workers here, they can start putting up pelter lines themselves. This commander here is going to want to build lots more factories so that they can focus all of their efforts on this little region here. But down here we have a lot of eco as well, a few pelters mixed in with that build queue, and even an advanced bot factory as well, rather interestingly indeed. But now from Team Red have gone to naval in this small pond here. Going to not only make use of those 2 mechs, but also get some defence up for their bases if they have to fall back that far from this blue offensive that may be taking place very soon indeed. Which also looks as though it's going to be quite substantial when it does, because that's a lot of production power they have now. And here we'll see the real effectiveness of this walled choke point. Are the pelters going to start firing? Yes, they do. They get a hit. When's the next one? And direct hits. This is the beauty of leading. That one didn't quite work, however. But we've got 2 snipes on now. Very close to 3. There's the 3rd. 4th. So now they've only got 3 ants now moving around. That's going to be very tricky for them to not only take down this when it's up. It looks as though it's going to be going up very slowly indeed. They want some economy, because otherwise... Well, I mean, they have a single point laser tower there. But looks as though those ants are going to bypass that almost entirely. And here we see some scampers moving in with some more ants from the south. Looks as though Team Red might lose a couple of factories here. And potentially even this advanced factory, because that's a lot of ants moving in through the cliffs from the east. But Team Red manages to support those defences there with an ant for an ant. In comes some more. They're going the wrong way. They're going to find some turrets, and they don't want to do that. They want to go the long way around, if at all possible. And now there's the commander there as well, backed up by some ants. Team Blue wants to retreat, gather some more forces and go in greater numbers. Potentially even mix in some advanced units there, but now that they've seen the advanced factory, at least I believe they've seen the advanced factory, indeed they have, they are going to be probably pressing for this advanced bot factory even more now. Indeed they are. They've got the advanced bot fabricator coming out. Probably going to get up some advanced eco and then potentially even some catapults to try and lay waste to this base. But down here you have beautiful pelters across from a crevasse. They're just going to want to put up some radar once all the pelters are ready. There is a radar down here, but it hasn't got range. Now this is really interesting here, because if you put all of these pelters but don't have range on them, you can get up a substantial amount of pelters to the point that it's very difficult to fight against them and have yourself already entrenched before they realise you're entrenched. Whereas quite often what we see is people creating pelters, creating the line of sight, and then creating more pelters while already shooting. So if you're willing to be patient and ensure your trenches are secure, then you'll likely be able to do a lot more damage. Because otherwise, the opposing team can scramble some reinforcements and wipe you out. Right over here we can see the scampers beginning to group up. I shouldn't doubt that these will begin to potentially push around this crevasse here, all the way down that way, and then into these pelters. But now that these pelters are here, I think potentially this base might need to be abandoned. Because that factory is going to go down, I should wonder. Is it just in the range? I'm not even sure. What Team Blue can do now even is get up a factory or two here and really make this a powerful base. Down here we also have another pelter. Lots more pelters. Wow, that's pelter spam and a half. Goodness. But these scampers are going to move in and take this out before any of that can be completed. Maybe just get that pelter up. Might get one shot on a scamper. Oh wow. That turret there is going to try and take out those scampers, potentially build up a wall instead. Now we have another one shooting at them, but that pelter didn't get completed. Those workers are going to have to leg it out of there, while the scampers walk into a triple laser turret maneuver, and they will all get taken out. And now those workers can not only build up some more defences, but can also resume their pelters. Looking back around over here, we still have sort of mutual not doing very much-ishness, but this is a very large army built up now, and the Raptor Commander assisting, or is he going to go over and build those? GRP, stop them! I'm assuming that's Grep he's referring to. But here, this is what I mean by making sure your position is entrenched, because now he knows he's here. He's going to be attacking this while the Team Blue is trying to build more. But It's too late now, and those pelters are going to be laying waste to those factories very rapidly indeed. Interesting that they're going to go for the radar first. Very good choice, because now that pelter does not have range. And unfortunately, yeah, it does some damage to that. But now, without any range, the pelters cannot fire, and it's a one-sided volley. This factory will go down very quickly indeed, but now they've got the Hummingbird scouting, so the pelter can resume fire. I want to get up an anti-air post, or at least scramble that Hummingbird. Otherwise it's likely that this will be a short-lived pelter creep. But now we see a move from this commander and these ants over here. Large group of ants and a commander fighting a large group of ants and a commander, but it's on the latter's home turf. This is going to be an uphill struggle for Team Blue. Can they pull it off? It looks as though it's a very evenly pitched fight. I think Team Blue might have the advantage here. Indeed they do. They've got rid of all of Team Red's ants there from that initial fight. If they can push in on this commander, that's going to be it. But instead the commander just stops while the ants take the hits from that defensive tower, and now they're going to move in. Now they're going to pursue the commander. He's going to leg it away. The other commander should hopefully be moving in to defend. Where is the other commander? Where is he? Where is he? There was another commander there a minute ago. Unless I missed it. Or has he run off somewhere? Where has he gone? Have Red lost a commander without my realising? Looks as though they might have done. Oh no, here he is. He's hiding behind an energy generator. They want to be using that commander to assist this other one, especially now that Blue is really making a hole in their base. They've massively pounded through their top walls. What they really want to do now is maybe bring in some fabricators and reclaim this and make their own base and defensive lines here, just containing this red base. But these scampers are now going to just lay waste to all of this eco over here, because there's nothing to defend against it except this commander here. They just want to make sure they don't run that far in. This naval factory hasn't been made use of, so it's not going to be doing neither defending nor harvesting. And out comes this commander now. He's deciding, I want to fight against you guys. And here's this proxy base that I mentioned from Team Blue. In fact, he's seen the commander and he's going to move away from that and try and take out the commander. But those ants are just going to say, you know what, we're not going to try and fight a commander. We're just going to lay waste to the base and see what damage we can do. But now these ants want to turn and move in. Yes, they do, now that commander's in range. Now that they're a little bit more grouped up. But Red does have some healers with him. 4. At a quick count now. 3, 2... But, it's a big but. Here's a leveler. If this blue commander gets caught out, that leveler will destroy him very quickly indeed, so he wants to be very careful. He wants to maybe bring in some bumblebees to assist with those levelers, because there's no air defense anymore. But now we have the ants circling in on all sides, avoiding this commander down here, and they're going to go straight for this factory. No more levelers are going to be produced when it's gone. As to be said, it doesn't look as though this is going to work very well. There goes the leveler, completely destroyed. Here comes another one. There it goes, and the factory's going to go down, so the leveler isn't going to be doing any assistance. And here comes the commander now. He's got a leveler on him. Down goes the leveler. He wants to get some healers on him now. Where are his fabricators? Otherwise this is going to be a commander exchange, and we don't want to see a commander exchange, not at this stage of the game. Pelters shooting in from all directions there. Beautiful entrenchment, and boom, lost his ants, but he kept the command there. 2 plays 2, I believe. One commander there, and the other red commander is somewhere. Where is the other red commander? I'm not entirely sure. Is he hiding behind another building somewhere? I don't know, but right now what I do know is that we have a few ants finding a hole and trying to exploit it. It's going to be difficult for them because of this brilliant starting position here. Just choke points everywhere. Not a point to choke, if you get my meaning. But these ants now bunched up a little bit. But again, these turrets are just going to be shooting through. Pelters assisting. going to be very difficult for them to actually poke a hole in that. And there goes the advanced vehicle factory that was being attempted, completely denied by Team Red. Still trying to find the other commander. There he is, all on his own. Why is Team Red just ignoring their commanders? They should be using them to rebuild. Or did he... You know, they've got two of their commanders there. Neither of them are being used. They really need to be using both of them. There we go. Now he's seen this commander. Now he's going to be setting up some mechs. But he's going to be scouted by these hummingbirds. Little bit of lag. What do Team Blue know? They know that there's something there. They've got this radar and pelter coverage here. So if Team Red does actually decide to try and do something, it's going to be very difficult for them. But now they're not entirely sure what it is that is there. Probably want to scout it once they notice it is there. But what they see up here is not particularly favourable, because these ants now are going to be able to push just a little bit too close to the pelters. They're not going to take them out, unfortunately, but Team Blue is now going to be wanting to reinforce this location, because the ants have got through. They almost take down a mech. They do take down a mech, and they go. It's just a little bit of light harassing. A lot of ants used up in that encounter, though. And now here, more scouting. Seen a T2 factory there, and they're going to want to scramble to do stuff about that. And they also see a commander now. They've seen the commander. They've seen another base over here. In come the ants. I'm not sure if this red commander realises what's in store for him. He's got some workers here desperately trying to do something. The other commander moves around now. I think he's going to Rambo Comet, try and go against all of these ants that he doesn't quite realise are here yet, but he's going to go against all of those. Maybe they want to put up a quick anti-air tower before engaging with the ants, because otherwise the hummingbirds are going to be taking a whole bit of the commander's shooting. But the ants move away. There's a leveler mixed in there as well, but now it's a case of outrunning what he can. Not even sure what was going on there, but they want to get out of there very, very quickly indeed. But there's nothing to run to. There's no defences to run to and make sure that they are safe. Let's see what else is going on. A whole bunch of tanks moving in here on this commander. He's got a lot of workers though to assist him. Those ants are also going to have a bit of trouble there, because they're single filing. I mean, this is something I've noticed as well. Team Blue tends to bunch up all their units, whereas Team Red is single filing all the time. And here comes the commander now. He's deciding, you know what, I'm not going to outrun all of this lot. I'm going to run in. But unfortunately there's a leveler in the mix there, which I think he's only just realised, and now he's going to be wanting to run away as quickly as he possibly can, because those workers are also going to get taken out. This commander is going to be destroyed, unfortunately, but the rest of the ants are going to get stuck on the edge of the crevasse, forcing them into single file. And the commander gets away. The commander gets away, wow. And here we see the blue bottles being created to assist in defense of this little base here. But is it too little too late? We also see some slammers moving out from the advanced bot factory. These are going to do a fair bit of damage to these ants. If they can be controlled well enough, they can do a large amount of damage, but no, it's one slammer for 2 ants or so. Unfortunately, this commander is now sat there with all of those ants. He wants to move away, or at least link up with the other commander and double Rambo Com. I think that's what they might be attempting now, actually, because the rest of the planet is just Team Blue's mop-up operation as they just expand. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a nuke being created somewhere in this base of theirs, which is now very big indeed. We've got advanced eco everywhere. We've got advanced factories everywhere. No orbital has been made yet. Quite right as well. Why need orbital? You don't really. Unless, of course, you really, really wanted to blow up the planet. Because the other one is pilotable. But no, I don't see a nuke. I see catapults, however. And now this group of ants is probably going to find the rest of this base and try and mop it up as best as they can. Looks like they're going to be moving to a naval base to try and hold out as long as they possibly can. These commanders both on low health. What is shooting at that? And there's the GG. There's the GG from Martenus. And Grizzy. And MindALot. Grep did say to me earlier how much he despised pelter spam. And I think it's fair to say pelter spam existed within Team Blue's strategy here. So, you know, if you can't beat them, join them. I think is the moral of this story. Here, moving in with a whole bunch of fabricators, moving in with catapult creep as well, and Hulkins as well. This is really going to be just the end of these two commanders, and there's the comet explosion. And there's Grep explaining his actions there, just like I said, how much he despised the pelter spam. Well, GG to both players, both teams rather, and all players. Very well played. Team Blue expanding very well, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this initial spawn point up on the North Pole within all these cliffs was a very, very good move indeed, as it gave them that initial defense they needed. And this spawn down here as well, but the other spawn was okay. I think in the end it sort of proved its worth. No, it didn't. It got cleaned up. Look, that's where it used to be. But it was a good attempt to take out a spawn with a proxy base, but unfortunately it didn't quite work as planned. Thank you very much for watching, folks. If you have any comments, do drop them down. I'll try and reply to them as best I can if they are questions, or if they're not questions, then even so. And if you liked it, don't forget to drop a like. And subscribe for a lot more Planetary Annihilation coming your way very, very soon indeed. Thanks again, and as always, have a nice day.